Hey everyone, so I've been doing a fair share of skincare research lately, and I've learned a little bit about mineral sunscreens versus your typical chemical sunscreens, and some big names have pointed to this one as a good, cheap, drugstore branded mineral sunscreen that you can purchase locally. But that recommendation was from a white guy who doesn't have to worry about the white casting that's often found with mineral sunscreens. Well, I'm Asian and I have tan skin, so in this video I will be showing you how it looks like after application on my skin. This is the Alba Botanica Sensitive Mineral Sunscreen SPF 30, which is quite a mouthful. But the big idea here is that it doesn't have those preservatives and chemicals that could potentially bleach corals. And unlike chemical sunscreens, which work by absorbing into your skin, physical sunscreens actually are a layer between your skin and the harmful UV rays, and it protects you against both UVA and UVB rays. Some of you may be a little confused in the packaging, thinking this is a different or new sunscreen that Alba Botanica has come out with, but it's just a repackaging of this one. I have a picture of the original design here. It's the same thing, just a repackaging. It's still fragrance free, and it still comes in this 4-ounce container. The main two active ingredients that act as the physical sunscreen are titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. It has primarily zinc oxide at 14.5%, but it also has titanium dioxide at 2%. And for those of you who want to look at the other ingredients, here they are on screen. I have already verified that the listing matches what is on the back of this bottle, so feel free to pause this video if you want to take a look in further detail. Some other features they want to highlight is that it's plant-based, it's cruelty-free, no animal testing, no artificial colors, and it counts as an organic product. Shelf life is approximately 2 years. You can see the expiration date printed at the very top embossed. Alright, so that's enough about the packaging and the objective facts about this thing. Let's take a look at the application and how it looks on my tan skin. So it's relatively viscous, pretty thick, as you would expect from most mineral sunscreens. Before you apply it to your skin, you kind of want to work it on your fingertips to get it even out a little bit more. And then when you apply it to your face, you want to make sure you really work it in. It'll take a little bit longer than chemical sunscreens just because of how thick it is. And once again, mineral sunscreens work by adding that physical layer on your skin. So for me, it took a little bit over a minute, maybe about a minute and a half, for it to work into my skin properly. And the feeling of it is a little bit on the heavy side. I would say it's still a little bit greasy, but I do notice that it does seem to cool off my face, so the advertising it to be moisturizing does hold true. And my skin didn't feel irritated at all, even when I put it on my eyelids. However, after fully working it in, it still definitely has a noticeable white cast. It's a little bit more noticeable when you compare it to, say, the color of my skin on my neck, which doesn't have it. And if I put my hand against my face, you can also see the difference there. It's not as noticeable, I would say, because I do have a slightly lighter tan skin color, but for those of you who have even darker skin, this is probably not for you. And for those of you who think you can probably live with just a slightly lighter tint, well, after exercising as I did, you can see sweat starting from my forehead has actually desaturated the sunscreen, so you can see my natural skin color on my forehead versus say my T-zone and my cheeks, which didn't get as much sweat. So not a great look overall. So even though it's inexpensive, as much as I wanted to like it, it's a hard pass for me as somebody of color, and anybody who has darker skin tones than me definitely take a hard pass here. But then is the price point, the features of being fragrance free, water resistant up to 80 minutes, worth trying out if you have white skin or fair skin? I would say yes, because of the price point. I do think it's still a little bit on the greasy side, but it's still very tolerable. So if you want to have an entry level mineral sunscreen and you have lighter skin, this is worth checking out.